So what is the Sigma grind set at TrootherTV? Well, I guess like it's more like Fight Club. I'm not supposed to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I feel like if I talk about it, it's gonna, it's like the people, the Sigmas know what the Sigma grind set is, okay, and the non-Sigmas won't know what it is, and then I guess that's just the way it goes. I guess you're not entitled to know everything. Some things are just sit there, relax, watch somebody else get it done on your behalf. That's me, all right? Um how can I say this? I'm doing a lot of cool things and I want to share some of those with you. But that's about it. I mean, by the way, look, here's the main thing. The main thing is if you're on a grind set of your own, please, please, please share me some of your stuff. Okay, I don't care what it is. Like if you're gonna like figure out how to bake cakes or something, show me and let me know how that goes. Okay? It's a solo bolo journey, I get it, but it is fun to see other people and their journey and them on their grind. And I think honestly, if you really think about it, nobody or everybody who is on a proper grind set is actually really open to a ton of critiquing, and it's almost like offensive, I think, when you don't receive criticism and you just receive silence or compliments. I don't really care about the silence, but I mean this might be the gamma grind set is what it is. When people compliment me, it's like, what's your angle, buddy? Like, what are you like? Okay, it's not that great. I'm working on it. I could do better. You haven't seen shit yet, and so I guess that's the philosophy that I'm applying to the grind set. I'd rather results do the talking than just the talking do the filling up the timeline. It's like wasted memory in the cloud. Even if it's like a 500 megabyte video, what's the point of me yapping about stuff I'm doing? You want to see the stuff I'm doing. That's Everyone wants to see the product. Nobody gives a shit about your feelings or what you're going through, and like you know, but you know what though? It is actually kind of important in a sense where when you have other people who are collectively working towards essentially glorifying God, but towards a goal, the cross pollination of lessons and skills is actually really, really vital. So like yeah, some dude can be baking a cake, but the things he's learned from that, whether it's technique, uh, things more about baking, things about supply chain, what is a good cake, what is coloring, what is all of these any one of these little things, right? Think about it. You're trying to bake a nice looking cake. You're gonna need it's gonna have to have the right color. So you're gonna have to mix dyes. You're gonna have to learn about chemical dyes and what are good dyes, what are bad dyes. You're gonna have to then learn color palettes, right? Then you technically are doing some level of chemistry by mixing the colors to try to get the right expression. So there you have to be able to reproduce the color. So you're technically doing a proper level of chemistry, not like chemistry. Like it actually is more chemistry because you are mixing two liquids in exact quantities to try to get a reproducible, consistent result. So there is a method slash science to that, right? So like imagine somebody share some of that and it's like, okay, yeah, I'll never have a chemistry kit to mix like blue dye and green dye for like a cake. I'll never do that, but maybe in the sharing of that, I learn about, mixing kits and chemistry kits or something. And then one day I'm trying to, extract, oil from lavender or something. And then it's like, oh, dude, that guy did it that way. This obviously is how it looks or it functions, right? And so that general sharing of knowledge and curiosity, I think, is extremely vital. But I don't even know how to open that up to the public because in today's day and age, ain't nobody doing shit, right? Nobody's out there. You know what they used to do, by the way, back in the day? The concept of gentlemen's clubs used to be where um men would get together and it was like a library, and they would give their theses and their theories and their present their research in front of an entire audience of people, and every week it'd be a different guy, or every day or something of that nature. And so, that's like the original concept of what a lot of scientists in universities were doing. They were basically studying the books that were magically always there somehow, and they were presenting the things that they were finding, and people were piecing it together. And so now if you're trying to figure out rubber and you don't know how to do something, and some dude does a presentation about making bricks, I mean, maybe the way he's cooking the brick can help you on, like increasing the heat tolerance of your rubber or something. You know what I mean? So it's never wasted. Like, and by the way, knowledge without testing and applying it for yourself, be very careful of that. But I feel like if it's knowledge that you've learned and you're sharing it, I think that's awesome, right? In today's day and age, this is like meme culture. You just shoot a guy a funny meme and you're like, oh yeah, laugh at this funny thing, laugh at that funny thing. And you build camaraderie, right? And so that's awesome, but then there has to be how many reels are you basically sharing a bunch of shit posting versus how often are you actually sharing something that is like useful and vetted information, right? So that's like a weird. I'm almost not even really describing to you what the Sigma grind set is, but that's almost kind of what I'm trying to go for here, and I don't want to expose any details because it's quite frankly none of your business. But it does deserve a spot on the site because it is a significant portion of TrootherTV. So, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.